Hey everybody, Steve here with Wing-T University, and today we're just going to have a very simple video showing how to build three basic 20 series Wing-T plays inside of Madden. So we've got buck sweep, we have fullback trap, and we have waggle. And for the specific Delaware terminology, this would be 929, this would be 926 guard trap, and this would be 929 waggle. And you could flip them to make it 121, 124 guard trap, or 121 waggle. So before we build them, let's just take a look at what we have here already. This is out of the 900 formation, and this is both guards pulling left, tight end and left wing back are blocking down, fullback fills the A gap on the right side, and the right halfback does the sweep to the left. And in real life, the quarterback would do his bootleg to the right side. So let's go to the field and we'll take a look. There's all of our assignments, and we're going to hand off to the right halfback. I'm going to pinch my line blocking. Not too bad for the first run. We can try that again. Let's flip it so we get 121. Okay, we've got the play flipped. We're going to the 100 formation. You can see all the assignments are flipped over to the right side. Not too bad. So within Madden, you can get these plays, these Wing-T plays, to be very precise as according to real life Wing-T execution, but you won't be able to get them to really perfection, but you can get them rather precise. It's actually quite impressive. It's taken me years to figure out how to get it as precise as possible. So that's what you're seeing right here. So let's take a look at some of the other plays. We've got the guard trap and waggle as well. Now remember, these are all 20 series plays, so they're companion plays. So fullback trap, we've got this is the 926 guard trap to the fullback. So it's a quick hitting fullback trap. We want to get the fullback running north as quickly as possible. So it's a very fast handoff. The right guard is pulling on the trap to the left. We've got everybody else blocking. And in real life, you want to do real trap blocking, of course, with the left guard, left tackle, left tight end, and the left halfback sort of doing real trap blocking, going to the next level, and letting the guy, the defensive end or the defensive tackle to be trapped to actually come through. Now, Madden doesn't actually allow you to tell the offensive lineman to go to the second level and ignore the guy right in front of them. So please keep that in mind. So that's why I say this is us building it as close as possible. And we can see that the right halfback does a fake, so he's pretending like he's doing sweep. And then the quarterback, of course, in real life would do a bootleg to the right side. So let's take a look. Okay, there's our pre-snap assignments. And I'm going to pinch block. So again, the blocking is not letting the defensive tackle through like in a real trap block. If they did on Madden, this would be an unbelievable play, but it's not too bad. Even that worked quite well. Everyone essentially blocked down and dominated. Now let's flip this. This is going to take us into 100 formation. And the Delaware terminology there is 124 guard trap. So we can see the left guard is pulling, the left halfback is faking the buck sweep to the right side, and our fullback steps slightly to the left and goes into the right A gap for the trap block. Okay, not too bad. Got a couple of yards. Let's flip that again over to 100 formation. Let's do pinch blocking. And my guess, there's nobody in the right A gap, so we might be able to pull this off nicely. Not too bad. So when I'm playing against somebody on Madden, I'm going to want to run the buck sweep several times because usually your opponent's going to use the Mike backer. And when I've got them keying on the sweep, the buck sweep, and then I switch to the fullback trap, you better believe that Mike backer flies out to stop the sweep. And all of a sudden he's abandoned his post in the middle, which allows the fullback trap to hit really nicely because there's just nobody there. Okay, so let's take a look at Waggle next. Okay, so Waggle is a play action companion play. Again, it has 20 series backfield motion with the fullback faking the dive. We have the right half faking the buck sweep, and we have the left half faking the down block, but then going into a route. Now, again, we have some slight modifications here from real life. Now, the only difference here is that in real life, the right halfback would fake the sweep and then block immediately to protect the backside and the left side because the quarterback will be bootlegging to the right side. Also, in real life, the fullback would fake the dive and then go into the flat on the right. That's in Madden, you're not able to actually do a fake handoff and then a route to the right. The closest thing Madden allows you to do is just a fake handoff dive. So we have that built in at least. The other routes are accurate. So we have the wide receiver on the right side. He's going in, he's going straight up a little bit, and then he's cutting sharply to the right side just to get an edge on that corner. And then we have the tight end on the left side. He's doing a drag route. And then the left half, the wing back, he's going to split the safeties ideally and get this in the seam against zones if he can. So the modifications here are the right half. He's not blocking. I have him actually doing a wheel route to the left side, which what that does is it as closely as possible simulates the real life path he would take, but then also releases him into a route on the left side, which is quite handy sometimes when you're playing against real human opponents on Madden. The other thing is on Waggle, the right guard, this is 929 Waggle, the right guard would do, he would pull to the right and he would immediately hook the edge defender. And then the left guard would pull and go much further out and potentially lead block if the quarterback decided to run up the field. So the closest thing you can do in Madden is what I found over years of experience in Madden is just keep the right guard home. And then possibly, if you really wanted to, you could pull the left guard. I'm still up in the air on whether that's actually useful or not within Madden. I have done it several times, either pulled him or kept him home. I'll just show you with him staying home here because the play action itself is going to keep the defenders keying on the fullback. So anyway, let's take a look at the actual execution of this. Again, this is 929 Waggle. So 20 series out of the 900 formation. Here's our pre-snap routes, and let's take a look at how it goes. Okay, that was to our tight end. Now, I should mention here that within or in real life, the play action fake on Waggle is to the right halfback for 929. Now, within Madden, there's no way to manually code the play action to the right halfback, but you can tell it to play action to the fullback. So because this play has elements of play action, I at least wanted some form of play action. So that's why I left it in there with the fullback play action. So for any of you hardcore Wing-T coaches out there, I know you're going to notice that, but this is just the best I could do within the environment of Madden. But in real life, of course, you're going to fake to the right half. So let's take a look how it goes again. Not too bad, except that it was out of bounds. Okay, let's see who else can be open. Not too bad. We got our tight end on the drag route. Now let's see if we can get a quarterback run because Waggle is often used as a run threat from the quarterback because within the Wing-T philosophy, this actually is a 4 running back offense, if you will. The quarterback being the 4th running back. So in that case, they had the flat guarded, so I backed off and gave it to the tight end on the drag. Now, if I wanted to flip this just like the other ones, now we're in 100 formation, and this now becomes 121 Waggle. So we're faking the buck sweep to the right side, fullback dive fake up the middle, and all the routes are flipped. Okay, let's try that one more time. Let's see who gets open this time. The computer is giving me a random defense every single time, so I don't really know if I'm going to get man coverage or zone coverage. Let's try that one more time. This looks like nickel, maybe cover 2 man out of nickel. Let's see what we can pull off here. There, that's a nice clean open field. Oh, almost got in. Okay, so we've taken a look at buck sweep, we've taken a look at guard trap, and we've taken a look at waggle. I should mention one other variation on the guard trap. Now, if you wanted to make this what's called 124 on, or just the Delaware terminology would very simply be 124, which infers there's no guard trap and it's on blocking. It's only when you specify 124 guard trap that in the Delaware terminology that you would know that the guard is actually trap blocking. So if I've got my right guard selected here, if I change his assignment to simply run block, now there's no trap, this now becomes 124, which is a fullback dive to the right A gap. So let's take a look at how this goes. Now in Madden, this actually often works a little bit better. Okay, not too bad. Let's try that again. Maybe with pinch blocking. Not bad. And then we can very easily go back and have the guard trap block again. We'll go block, pull left, test the play. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Okay, now let's take a look at actually building these plays from scratch. So let's back out here. Now I'm going to show you some of the steps. There's a few extra steps that are a little bit too detailed to describe in this short video, because I am going to make a full long form video explaining how to use the playbook editor, the play editor within Madden. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. So let's build out those plays from scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go add plays. I'm going to go to run heavy. And the first thing I need to do is import an existing fullback play action play. Go to, here it is, PA flats, out of the full house weak formation. And we'll go to create play. Okay, here's full house weak. Now this is, we're going to turn this formation and this newly imported play into our 900 formation, which we can flip into 100. So I'm going to go to full house weak, and actually I need to rename that. So I'm going to go create, which is actually create/rename formation. I'm going to go to full house weak. Now let's reposition everybody. So this guy we're going to put out at wingback, or sorry, we're doing 900. So he's going to be our right half, and we're going to make, we got to switch out these players a little bit. I'm going to put him here. He's going to be our halfback 1. This guy is going to be, we're actually going to put our fullback 1 at tight end, which I'll explain in more detail why. It may seem like that's incorrect, but within Madden it works better that way. Okay, our tight end is actually all the way over here. Let's put this guy out here and make him wide receiver 1. And we're going to make this guy tight end 1. And this is going to be our halfback 2. And I had him as halfback 1. Okay, good. And then let's rename, yes. And this is 900. Okay, so there's our Delaware 900 formation. And we'll go inside of that. And we imported one play action play, which this one we're going to modify, and we're going to turn this into 929 waggle. So we might as well start with that. So let's rename it, because we're going to make it 929 waggle. Okay, so let's start modifying it. So let's see here. Now, because it's play action, all the linemen are doing run blocking temporarily to simulate the play action. We want that. Okay, let's start with the wide receiver route. We're going to have him do the in and the straight, and then we're going to have him cut sort of like that. And then we'll have him go straight up, just in case there's a delay. Actually, no, let's just stick with, let's make it real and authentic as much as possible. Okay, and our tight end is going to do a drag. And our left half is going to split the safeties. If it's cover 2, he's going to split the safeties. And our right half is going to do essentially a wheel on the backside. There we go. So there is 929 waggle. I'm going to keep, well, let's, for the sake of this example, let's pull our left guard so you can see how that works. Have him pull right. And let's give it a shot. Okay, there's our pre-snap assignments. We can see everything is set up properly. There we go. Not too bad. And again, you would only run this after you've got the defense keying on the buck sweep, because this essentially is going in the opposite direction of the buck sweep. Okay, let's flip this. And we'll see what kind of defense they give us and what can be open. Okay, tight end and the wide receiver were both open on that. In real life, the fullback would be out in the flat, and that would be a really nice play and give the quarterback lots of options. We can see our guard ran out in front, which gives us some running options here. Let's just assume everybody was covered. The quarterback is a serious run threat in Waggle in real life. Okay, let's flip it back to 100. Let's see what happens. I'm wondering if that right half can get open deep. No, but we can throw to this guy in the back. Ooh, that was our left half that faked the buck sweep. Now in real life, he would stay home and block, but in Madden, I've got him running out on the wheel. Okay, our wide receiver was able to get a good angle on that defender out there. Okay, so that's Waggle. That's how we build Waggle and execute that. By the way, Waggle, when I'm playing against real humans on Madden, Waggle is devastating because I keep it. I don't run it on first down, second down. I'll maybe even save it for my second or third drive, and I just unleash Waggle when they're not expecting it at all, and it just always is beautiful and gets loads of yards. Okay, so let's build buck sweep. So we're going to go create play, run, and we're going to create 929, which is buck sweep to the left side. So we've got our right guard here. We're going to block, pull left. We're going to do our left guard, block, pull left. We're going to do our fullback, block, and we want him to go slightly to the right. He's going to fill the gap left by the pulling guard. And the left wing back, we want him to down block. Now, there's no assignment in Madden that really simulates a proper down block, a Wing-T style down block. So the closest thing I've been able to figure out is you put a tight end in the wing back spot, and then you make him do a custom route. And the best route I've found is 2 steps forward and 1 step to the right. 2 steps forward and to the right, and then 1 more step to the right. And that, as best as possible, simulates a down block. Okay, and now the right half, we're going to say receive pitch. Now there's loads of different options for him to receive the handoff. The best one that most accurately simulates a Delaware Wing-T buck sweep handoff in terms of timing. The timing is crucial because when you do a buck sweep handoff, it happens very, very fast. You want the running back to have a speed and edge advantage on the defenders on that side. So we're going to say receive pitch. It's not a pitch in real life. It is a handoff, but in the game, we're going to use receive pitch. and we're going to do sweep left. All right, now let's test the play. Okay, let's see how it goes. There we go. We got him. Beautiful. Got. Okay, so that's 929. Let's flip it, which gives us the famous 121. A lot of people know about 121. Okay. Oof, barely got it. Beautiful. Okay. So you're going to want to hit the defense with the buck sweep a couple of times at least. And then what do you do after that? You unleash the fullback dive. Now, actually, what I would do, and I think what a lot of coaches do, is they'll hit the defensive fullback dive in some capacity several times first. You want the defense keying on the fullback in the Delaware Wing-T offense. That way you can surprise them with the buck sweep and surprise them with the waggle. Okay, so let's back out of here and let's build 124 guard trap. Let's rename this first. This is 929. Again, it flipped, it would be 121. Love the 20 series. It's just so effective. If you can get a team to effectively run the 20 series, even if it's just these 3 plays, you can get a team to run these 3 plays with their eyes closed and know it inside and out. These 3 plays in combination are so lethal. It's just phenomenal seeing it executed in real life. Okay, so let's go create play, and we're going to go run. Okay, now there is a little bit of hacking involved to get this to execute properly for 926 guard trap. The easiest assignment we're going to do is the left guard. We're going to say pull left. Okay, no problem. And then the left wing back, we're going to have him down block. So we're going to say custom route, 2 up, 1 to the right, continue, 1 to the right, get open. There we go. Now, again, if there was a way to tell the left side of the offensive line to go to the second level and get the backers, do a proper trap blocking, we would. The game doesn't currently have that. Let's hope that EA builds that in the future if they haven't done so already. But at least this is as close as possible to simulating a trap block within Madden. Okay, now how do we get the right half to fake the buck sweep? Now, because it doesn't give us a whole lot of options, because it assumes here that you want to give him the football, but we don't. We want him to fake the buck sweep. It won't even give us the option to fake a receiving route to the left side. Now, there are ways, like you could sub in a tight end and say, give him a pass route running straight to the left, but in the game, for some reason, he doesn't always execute that route. So how do you force this guy 100% of the time to fake the sweep to the left? Here's the workaround. We're actually going to temporarily change the formation, and let's go to create formation, which is create modify formation. We're going to go to 900. We've got our right half. And what we're going to do is we're going to put him up here as a tight end. And let's back the receiver off 1 so it's a valid formation. We're going to save this temporarily. We're not going to rename it. And by the way, this is 926 guard trap. We'll just call it GT. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take that tight end and we're going to say block, and we're going to say pull left. Okay, now we're going to go back to modify the formation, and we're going to put him back here, and we're going to tell him that he is at halfback 2 again. And then we'll move the wide receiver up. We'll save the formation. And now what has happened is he has kept that assignment that we gave to the tight end, which was pull left, which in the game on the field simulates a sweep to the left, a fake sweep to the left, because the game is forcing him to do an offensive lineman pull to the left, which is as close as it gets, and it's 100% reliable. Okay, now what about the fullback? Now here is a problem and a solution. So let's say back step, or the fastest way to give the ball to any running back in Madden is receive pitch. So let's try that. So there's no dive option. The closest you can do is off tackle right, and we'll see how messy that looks. Okay, it doesn't actually work quite right. He has him go way out there, and the timing's not right, the angle's not right. How do we fix that? That's not acceptable. Now you might say, well, what about a back step? So let's go, which is common for tailbacks, but this is a fullback, and this needs to be a quick hitting fullback dive because that's how it works in the Delaware Wing-T. So let's try back step, and there's no dive option, but there's sprint right. That's as close as possible so far. Let's see how that works. Well, he got stuffed there. Let's try it one more time. Let's pinch the blocking. That kind of works. I mean, he did squirt through there, but that kind of works. Let's try it again. But it's still not quite as fast as a real Delaware fullback trap, which hits insanely fast. It just takes too long. And this is one of those plays that, again, it literally took me years to get the timing down right. The perfectionist in me just kept telling me this is not fast enough for a dive. Okay, now that one kind of worked out, but still, it's not good enough when you're competing against a real person in Madden, and you need to hit that A gap with your fullback dive as fast as it takes for a human to get faked out by the buck sweep and abandoned in the middle, right? So how do you do that? So let's back out, and this is where a little bit of hacking comes in. So we're going to modify the formation again, and we're going to move the fullback all the way back here temporarily, and we're going to keep him as HB1. I know it's in real life he's fullback. In the game, HB1 is the best suited guy for this role. Okay, and we're going to save the formation temporarily, and we're going to go to 926 guard trap, and now we're going to go receive pitch, because remember, receive pitch is the fastest way in Madden for the quarterback to get the ball to any running back. So we're going to go receive pitch. Now we're just going to go down through our list until the arrow shows us the correct angle that we want for a real true fullback trap in the Delaware Wing-T, which happens to be off tackle left. And I know it says left, but if you look at the angle of the arrow, it's just barely to the right, and that's exactly the angle that we want. And we could look at other options in here. That would be a dive slightly to the left A gap. We don't want that. There's all these different options. And we sort of hacked our way into the angles of these arrows by moving the running back out to the back left. So off tackle left is the assignment that we want. Now we're going to change the formation again. Create formation. Put him back in the fullback spot, and we're going to give him HB1. Save the formation. And let's go to 926 GT, edit play. And look at that. Look at the angle direction of that fullback. He's just going to get that ball incredibly fast. Okay, we'll pinch our blocking. Look at that. How fast that was. That's the instant speed of a fullback quick hitting play that we want. And we're talking about defenders with millisecond reaction times, right? So it really requires us to hit as fast as humanly possible. And we can flip it, and that becomes 124 guard trap. Let's pinch our blocking. Okay. The trap blocking didn't work out too well in that time. Let's try it again. It would be so nice if we could tell the offensive lineman to go to backer. Okay, kind of ran into a wall there, but at least got a couple yards. Let's try it again on 926 guard trap. Not bad. So when it comes to building out the guard trap, the timing is the most crucial element. And for any Wing-T coaches out there, I'm sure you know that about the fullback trap. The timing, it must hit as fast as possible. Look at that. Beautiful. Those defenders had no clue where the ball was. They're like, literally, which way did he go? So there you go. We've got the very basics of a 20 series in the Delaware Wing-T. We've walked through Waggle 929 or 121 if you flip it. We've got 929, the buck sweep, or 121, buck sweep to the right side. 926 guard trap, flip it, 124 guard trap. So 3 very, very basic Wing-T plays, Delaware Wing-T plays with Delaware terminology, and just slight nuances adjusted for the mechanics within Madden. But I've tried to keep the assignments as true as possible to a real Delaware Wing-T execution. I have used these plays against real people playing in Madden for years now, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that these plays within Madden are incredibly effective, especially if you throw in the Delaware 80 series, throw in the Delaware 30 series, all the plays in the base package Delaware Wing-T that Tubby Raymond and all of his colleagues built in to the Delaware package. It's just an effective offense and phenomenal for any level of football. There you go. Enjoy.